This is Janet Bartholomew of Placentia, California. Janet says women love to watch her at work, but that men hate it. If you think you're puzzled, wait till she meets the panel on What's My Line? And now let's meet this week's panel. Soupy, Valery, Bert, Arlene, and the host of What's My Line, Leonard.
Yes, Sue, what'd you say?
No.
Huh?
I just want
We're
to be
having
sure.
a row.
We're
Put the
having a row.
blindfolds on.
Another one?
Oh, listen, I just want to tell all my friends out in L.A. that I have, it's 3 shows tonight and 3 shows tomorrow night at the Playboy Club at Century Plaza.
You must be exhausted.
How can you do that many shows a night?
Well, when you lead a clean life, you can do that.
Is that what it is? Well, just so that you get a little rest, I suggest now that you put on your blindfolds, panel.
Oh, I was kidding. You really do.
Yes, we're really going to
No?
start the show with our blindfolds on.
Okay.
And I will explain why in just a minute. Are they all in place?
Yes.
Then would our
They are.
first challenger enter and sign in, please? Robert Pasotto. Where are you from?
New York.
Panel, you are blindfolded because Robert Pasotto is dressed in the clothes in which he works. And in his case, that would be a dead away. A dead giveaway. We'll show the audience what his line is. And now let's begin with Donna Valery.
Well, let me think now. If it was a dead giveaway, is it... Is it something to do with entertainment, your line?
Yes.
Do you wear, as well as a sort of something, an outfit, do you wear makeup on your face? Besides, I mean, not just plain old pancake. I mean, ornate makeup, if there is such a thing.
No.
One
Oh.
down, 9 to go, Bert.
Because this special thing that you're wearing, would it be identified with a hamburger chain?
No.
No.
2 down, 8 to
I
go,
thought it was
Arlene.
Ronnie McDonald, but I guess not.
Arlene?
It is a costume that we would, on the panel, we would immediately recognize.
Right.
Is it an ethnic costume of any kind?
Yes.
Do you represent a country, therefore, in this costume?
You mean, is he a representative actually of that country, the government, and like that?
No, I mean, is his garb indicative of the country that he represents?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it a... is it musical in any way?
Yes.
Are you wearing a grass skirt?
No.
3 down, 7 to go, Soupy.
Musical.
It was said it was musical?
I understood the question to mean was...
Does the costume represent anything musical?
I'm sorry, I should have given you a no on that, Arlene.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Soupy?
All right. Now, is this what we're looking for, like a famous trademark of a famous product?
No.
Not that I know of. 4 down and 6 to go, Donna.
Can I hear the gentleman's name again?
Pasotto.
Aha. Pasotto. Well, it sounds Italian, so maybe he's dressed like a Roman gladiator.
No.
That's it, all right. 5 down and 5 to go, Bert.
But you say it does have an ethnic background. Does it also have a religious background?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Arlene.
The name is Italian, but does the costume belie the name?
You are assuming the name is Italian.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, we're assuming it. What else could it sound like? Could you spell it?
I said it sounds like
P-S-O-T-T-O. Pasotto.
Oh, that sounds...
P-O?
P-S-O-T-T-O.
Oh, Soto.
That's not Italian.
That's
No.
a car. I
As
used
in
to own
swimming.
a Pasotto.
All right. Why did they laugh when I said grass skirt, though?
Now that's a...
Yeah.
Is it a skirt that you're wearing?
In that family.
Well, is it Scotch?
Yes.
Oh.
He's wearing a Scotch.
Skirt.
Johnny Walker label. Is it... but there's nothing musical. You don't play the bagpipes.
That is incorrect.
What? You do play the bagpipes?
Soupy?
Do you play the bagpipe?
Oh, very good, Soupy. You did. Oh, he said it backwards.
You guessed that too fast.
He plays the
look
bagpipe.
terrific.
Isn't that a
He looks
terrific outfit that he's got?
Oh, that's I'd love
Where
to
do
see
you-
the whole thing. Can he stand up?
In a minute, he
Yeah.
will. Yes, Bob. Where do you play?
Well, I often play in New York on Fifth Avenue in the street.
Do the police bother you?
Well, they bother me, but I pick up a little business here and there.
What's the reaction of people when you pay?
Well, the most amusing reaction is with the girls. I often get pinched on the subway, or I find the ladies bunched up on the bottom of the stairs.
Listen, would you explain to us before he plays the pipes, which is really marvelous? Would you explain to us exactly what your costume is?
Well, I think people would like to see it better.
That's what I mean. If you would go to the center and just point out each of the things.
Isn't that great?
That's the sport, right?
Well, that's the sporran, and this is sort of a purse, and a Gaelic word for sporran is purse. And this is the back of it here. It's not very useful anymore, so it's used just to keep us warm now, I guess. But down here we have what we call the skeen do, the little black knife, and it really was a little black thing because they used it on their enemies and whatever. And a lot of these things have become just decorative things. The kilt pin, the dirk with the Highland mess kit in it, and a little wee knifey comes out of there.
Oh.
And if you know, we carried our own table setting. And the short sword here, which is probably derived from the Roman short sword. And then we have the claymore, which is known as the basket-hilted sword, or the swashbuckling. The pirates use these. And I can go on and on. As you can see, here it is.
Is that ostrich? Your hat?
Well, this is an ostrich feather bonnet, yes. And it's made like a bird cage.
Now, here are the pipes.
Well, very good.
Hi.
I'll grace you with a couple of tunes, Amazing Grace and Scotland the Brave.
All right, wonderful. Could you go up there where there's a little light? And he's going to grace us with Scotland the Brave and Amazing Grace. That's just marvelous, Bob. Thank you for being here with What's My Line. We'll be back with more of What's My Line after this message. And for those of you whose sets are in black and white, that was a red Wallace tartan that he was wearing, and it was really quite beautiful.
I was going to ask you what the clan was.
Wallace.
Wallace.
Now would our next challenger enter and sign in, please? Janet Bartholomew. My goodness, you have such a delicate handwriting. Where are you from?
Placentia, California.
Placentia, California. When the work is there, Janet Bartholomew is an actress. 4 days a week, however, she does something else for a living. She performs a service. We will show the audience what her line is. And let's start with Bert Parks.
whatever that service is, it's got to be a most pleasant experience for somebody, right?
Yes, yes.
Sure it is. When you perform this service, are you ever in contact with the other person?
Somewhat.
Somewhat.
Yes.
I mean, by physical contact, you touch them. You touch them ever? Do you ever touch them?
She may
I wish
in
you
passing,
would. Yes.
but it isn't really necessary to the carrying out of the job.
I see.
Right.
1 down and 9 to go, Arlene.
Is there anything instructive in what you do?
Yes.
There are some instructions which may pass from her to the other person, but the job is not essentially one of instruction. 2 down and 8 to go, Soupy.
Do you ever buy or sell anything?
No.
3 down, 7 to go. Well, there go those 2 lots in Florida, Soupy. You still got them. Donna?
The service that you perform, do you perform it, is it for one person or is it for a group of people?
You can't answer that yes or no.
Ah, right. Do you perform it for a group of people?
Yes.
Is it both men and women?
Yes.
Do they benefit physically from your service?
Yes.
Well, yes and no. Essentially, it isn't for the physical benefit of somebody in the sense that...
Yeah, but I meant rather than spiritually.
Yeah. 4 down and 6 to go, Bert.
Does this group teaching that you do, that you
No,
say...
wait, there's no teaching connected with
Oh, there's
it.
no teaching.
And from time to time, she does it for a group, and time to time, she does it for an individual.
I see. I pass.
Arlene?
Because I keep going back to my original thought, and that's no good.
If she doesn't teach them anything, and she does it before a group or an individual, is it in any way...
The word before is your word.
No, you said it. That's why I repeated it.
In front of?
In front of.
No.
Before, I thought you said.
No, for.
Oh, for.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And your diction is so lovely.
Thank you very much. You
she
can
does
separate
it
4 from 2 right away, for example.
For a group or an individual, and there's nothing instructive about it. Do you show them anything? In a manner of speaking.
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Not yourself. I didn't mean that.
No.
Do you need any equipment of any kind?
No.
5 down and 5 to go, Soupy.
Does food and drink enter into it?
No.
6 down and 4 to
I
go,
mean, would
Don.
you like to have dinner?
Is entertainment involved in it at all?
No.
7 down, 3 to go, Bert.
Is there anything meditative about what you do?
No.
8 down and 2 to go, Arlene.
We're really up the garden path, aren't we?
Yeah, you're not even near.
Right.
I tell you what
Do
you've got
wear
so far.
anything
She has
other-
a service and is performed for both men and women, sometimes groups, sometimes singly.
Right. And do you wear anything other than what you're wearing now?
Yes.
Is it less than what you're wearing now?
No.
9 down
Could
and 1
we
to
have
go.
a 10-second conference?
Why not? Because they're not going to get this. You've got them.
Bus driver or taxi driver.
Would you be in some? In some form of transportation?
No.
Not really, although from time to time she does take care of something like that. She is a hotel doorman. And Janet works at the Universal Sheraton Hotel in Studio City, Hollywood, California. Are you the hotel's only lady doorman?
Yes.
What are your other duties? What do you do?
Well, actually, I park cars, and I take luggage into the hotel.
How long have you been there?
Around 7 months now.
You weren't there when I was there.
How do the guests
I certainly
react?
would have remembered.
Well, the women love it. The women really do. They think it's great. But the men, they won't let me lift anything. They won't let me do
Listen,
nothing.
I can understand they check in and you say carry your bags and the guy said let her walk.
You're not from Placentia, California originally, are you?
No, I'm from Los Angeles originally.
Are you really?
Yes.
Is that funny because you have kind of a southwestern accent? Well, listen.
I
would
do. I'm Italian.
You are?
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a beautiful job. I would just like to ask you one final question. What has Sheraton done for you lately?
It's brought me to New York.
Thank you for being with us on What's My Life, Janet. Good luck. You know those What Has Sheraton Done For You Lately? What has Sheraton, that song? You know that blonde lady that sings that song? That's not that blonde lady singing that song. You know who's singing that song? Donna Valery. I didn't know that. It's her voice. That's really terrific, Donna.
Thank you very much.
That's so good that why don't you all put on your blindfolds now because it's time for the mystery guest.
I wish I could get this for once in my life.
Well, you may get lucky because this is a
I
terrific
never do.
mystery guest. Are your blindfolds all in place?
Certainly are.
Then would our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Okay, panel, we'll just go one question at a time. Fate's law prevails. You have about 2 minutes, and let's start with Arlene Francis.
Thank you. Mystery guest, are you, do you sing?
Sometimes, yeah.
Soupy? But is not a singer.
Okay.
Are you also a musician? No, man, no.
Donna?
Are you a sportsman?
A sportsman? No. Bert?
No?
He is not a sportsman. That was a nice round of applause there, Mr.
Yes.
Guest, you got when you arrived. So obviously the people recognized you instantaneously, and now on that right at once. Let me ask you this. Would you say that your forte, that you're best recognized as a result of your work on the tube, television? Okay.
Arlene?
Is that yes?
That's a yes.
Yes. Do you appear on a regular series?
I think it's syndicated now.
Oh, you didn't know that.
Soupy?
Have you ever been on this panel? Is that yes?
That's a yes. Donna?
Ooh, wait a minute.
No?
Yeah, no. Ooh, was the series all sort of mystery and Mission Impossible? Is that the series you were in? Was that a yes?
Did you ask if it was at Mission Impossible?
Yeah, that was the
Bert?
series.
And
that
the
you
answer
did.
was no.
The answer was yes.
The answer was yes, it was Mission Impossible.
he is
Oh, I
lovely.
know this young man because I saw him not long ago, and oh my goodness gracious, we shook hands. He's a very attractive young man, and his last name starts with an H. Is that right?
No.
No. Arlene?
As an unattractive kid, it starts with an M. Then how about that?
Arlene?
I'm trying to think of the people in Mission Impossible. Is it, are you appearing now in a successful motion picture?
Soupy?
Well, it can't be anybody, but he is a fine actor and a nice guy. Is it Greg Morris?
Yes.
No, it's Leonard Nimoy. Leonard Nimoy.
The last time I was here, it was Greg Morris who said, "Oh, I know who that is. That's Leonard Nimoy."
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
Greg Morris told us that when he was on that show, his grandmother said that she thought that was terrific that he was on that show. She loved him being on that show because after it was over, he could always get a job as a mechanic. And she meant it.
true.
What are you doing in town now?
Well, I'm doing some talk shows, game shows, making some arrangements for a lecture tour that I'm doing for the second or third year now. I do some college lecture dates, and making plans for the summer. I do a lot of summer musicals. And
What do you
theater.
talk about when you go on lecture tours? What do you talk
Well, what they really want to hear about is Star Trek. That's the show.
Yeah.
And I also did Mission Impossible, of course. What they really want to hear about is Star Trek, and I do talk a lot about that. But I try to broaden the area a little bit. I talk essentially about science fiction, but in the sense that things that used to be considered far out or futuristic are really part of our contemporary society today. I update it frequently and use material from newspapers and magazines to show where we are living in an age where many of our science fiction fantasies of the past have become reality today.
When you were a kid, were you a science fiction freak?
No, I really wasn't. I appreciated good science fiction writers like Bradbury and so forth, but I was not really a buff. During the making of Star Trek, of course, I read more science fiction to kind of get a frame of reference for what it was all about. And each week I read a science fiction script that we were going to shoot. But it's only really more recently that I've become really fascinated with the effect of science fiction concepts on our future, because the science fiction writers are really the dreamers of our future reality.
They seem to be terribly accurate about the kinds of things that,
Yes.
that keep happening, don't
Yes,
they?
yes.
Listen, Leonard, thank you for being with us
Thank
on
you,
What's My Line.
Larry.
Come back and
Great
play
to
with
see
us.
you. Thank
you very much. We'll be back with more of What's My Line after this message. Listen, we're back, and I didn't realize that Leonard Nimoy's new book is called Will I Think of You? There's a copy of it, and he's done not only the poetry in the book, but the photographs, which are really marvelous. His last book was a beauty, and it looks like this one is too. Will I Think of You? Leonard Nimoy. Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you.